Hi guys, this is Danny, the Gen Xer from IDU2P. We're playing Colonel's Bequest this time. I'm not real sure where my co-host went. Anyway, this is a murder mystery game written by Roberta Williams. And it's like a really cool interactive game, and where like a whole bunch of family members end up killing each other off in order to get the money from the old man, and it should be a good time, depending on whether or not Jay ever actually shows up for it.
It's my money now.
Hi, welcome to episode 0 of The Colonel's Bequest, a play by Roberta Williams.
As it says right there on the page.
Yeah, so for historical reference, we did actually try this game once early on in season 1.
Yes, I might or might not play some clips or something from that because it was a really long ass time ago. Like, for context, it was right after I finished Space Quest 2. So I was still very early on in the learning how to play Sierra games. And this is a very complicated, complex game.
But yeah, when it says a play by Roberta Williams, this does not play like a normal video game. It plays more like an actual play.
An actual play, yes.
Which Jay now has more experience with than he did when we were trying to play before.
Having been the director of a play.
Yeah, having been the director of a play, so it actually went terribly. I think we did 2 whole episodes. And
I thought you were talking about the play. I was like, bitch, don't you dare. I directed that shit.
The first time we tried to play this game, it went really, really bad, and I was like, well, I feel like maybe you need more experience with adventure games in general before we do this one.
Yeah.
And for context, for the fans of the channel, when Jay plays this one, you'll understand why I played Life is Strange the way I played Life is Strange.
Yeah. Why are you such a completionist, Dad? Because of this game, apparently.
Well, I mean, so I literally talked to, like, everyone and had to get all the dialogue.
Oh, yeah, no, please expect me to be doing that,
yeah.
By the way, in this game.
So,
there will be a lot of restoring because, oh, shit, and then I go back, and then I do more shit.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting watching him play this one.
A lot of note-taking.
I expect this one to probably make it to the Twitch stream as well, but we'll see how much he likes it first.
Right. Anyway.
I enjoyed this game a lot, actually. There was a lot to it, and I replayed it many, 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 many times.
Okay.
Alright, next page.
Next page.
About Colonel's Bequest. Colonel's Bequest is different from many adventure games. Haha, we just said that. It can best be described as an interactive play in 8 acts.
We said that too.
Yep. You will play the entire game in one location on an isolated island in the bayou. Events can take place throughout the locale at any time during the game, and they may occur whether you are present or not. At the end of each act, a clock will appear on your screen and strike the hour. It will also appear at other intervals during the game. Take note of the events which cause this to happen, and your location at the time it occurs, as this will help you keep track of your progress. Being in the right place at the right time can be invaluable. Also, if you have thoroughly explored a room, don't assume that the next time you visit the room, things will be the same.
Exactly.
While you're exploring another area, someone else may enter the room and leave a valuable clue for you to find.
Lit. Okay.
This is just credits.
Credits.
Now, let's talk about the cast of characters.
Lit.
You want to read these, Jay?
Sure, I guess. Okay, so first we have Laura Bow, who's the protagonist. Laura is a 20-year-old journalism major at what is it, Tulane University?
Tulane University, yep.
In New Orleans, a 1920s ingenue. I know how to read, guys. ingenue. She's studious and down-to-earth, energetic and courageous. She's known for her inquisitive nature, probably acquired from her father, a detective on the New Orleans police force. Yay. Okay.
Colonel Henry Dijon. Henry
Dijon.
Dijon is a gruff, old Southern-style colonel. He's wealthy, eccentric, and reclusive. He lives alone except for his servants, Jeeves, Seeley, and Fifi, and his pets. He was wounded while serving with distinction in the Spanish-American War.
Right.
You're up next.
Okay.
We'll just alternate. How's that?
Cool. Lillian Prune. That's an unfortunate last name. Lillian is Laura's college classmate and the Colonel's niece. Her personality can be described as extroverted and rebellious. She drinks, smokes, and dates several young men. She dresses in the style of the 1920s flapper. Also, if you're not catching on, this takes place in the 1920s.
Yeah.
Duh.
Absolutely does. Ethel Prune. Lillian's mother and the Colonel's younger sister. Ethel is known for her whimpery, whiny nature. You can usually catch her in a rather tipsy state, and she gives the impression of being quite helpless.
I bet she's not. Gertrude... Oh god. Dijon, if I knew how to pronounce that word. Gertie is the widow of the Colonel's younger brother. She's known as money-grubbing, snobbish, and bossy. She has a fondness for jewelry, especially pearls.
Gloria Swansong. Gertie's daughter and the Colonel's niece, an aspiring actress, Gloria enjoys the glamorous Hollywood lifestyle. She's a beautiful platinum blonde and loves money, jewelry, and rich boyfriends.
Okay, then. Rudolph Dijon. Rudy is Gertrude's son, Gloria's brother, and the Colonel's nephew. He gives the impression of being a little too slick. Rudy is known as a gambler, a womanizer, and a lush. They say he's never worked an honest day in his life.
Clarence Sparrow. Clarence is the Colonel's attorney. He manages all the Colonel's business affairs and accounts. He seems rather sneaky, and it is said that he lusts after the Colonel's money.
Okay.
This is a murder mystery in case you hadn't caught on.
Yeah. In case you didn't happen to notice
There's
that.
a reason we're going through the cast of characters. They will likely all be suspects.
Right.
Go on.
Yeah. Dr. Wilbur C. Fields. What?
Dr. Fields.
Dr. Fields.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Dr. Fields is the Colonel's longtime personal physician. He is known for his...
Lecherous.
Is that an E?
Yep.
Okay, lecherous ways and his questionable medical practices.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Jeeves! Jeeves is the Colonel's tall, silent butler. Very imposing and solemn. He's not terribly friendly or helpful. What is he really after?
I don't know. Fifi. Fifi is the Colonel's sexy French maid. Alright then. It is rumored that she and the Colonel are involved in a relationship of a somewhat more than domestic nature. Most of the family of the oh my Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm just gonna restart that sentence. Bear with me here. Most of the family are of the opinion that Fifi is using the Colonel to get at his money. Everyone wants his money. That's all I've learned from this.
That's
so
the
far.
Colonel's bequest. Bequest is something you leave to someone when you die.
Okay.
Hence the name of the game. Seeley. Seeley is the Colonel's cook. She is quite superstitious and somewhat reserved, but she can be friendly and helpful if approached cautiously. It is said that she dabbles in voodoo.
That's creepy as shit.
I mean, it's New Orleans. What would this game be if it wasn't a voodoo chick?
True. What is that?
Beauregard.
Beauregard?
Yeah.
Beauregard. I was about to read that horribly wrong, but
Yep.
okay. Beauregard is the Colonel's dog, apparently. A lazy old bloodhound. He could be observed lying near his doghouse most of the time.
You're gonna make me do it. Stop it!
What?
Oh my god.
Whatever.
So, yawn in episode 0 for both of us. That was terrible. Sorry about that.
Whatever.
Blaze is the Colonel's old horse. Like the Colonel, he's a veteran of the Spanish-American War, but now rarely leaves the comfort of his stable.
Okay. Polly, the Colonel's parrot, sits on his perch in the parlor. He talks when he's in the mood or when properly motivated. Okay. This is literally the actual play.
Well, so this is just the lead up. This is actually the intro.
Right.
So it just sort of walks you through the intro, if you remember right, because you did actually view this once.
Yeah, I've seen this.
And then
once
there's like,
in
you
my
know,
entire
the
life.
whole thing. But it lays it out for you that yes, this is a play.
Oh, it is actually just the.
Yeah.
Rip. Okay. That'd be cool if there was like a whole entire script for it.
Probably the
And then-
handbook, actually.
Oh.
If you get a hold of one now.
And then people
Is that all
like,
there is?
could actually do the real play.
You probably could. How to read this manual. Keep going. Is there anything else? Nope. Hey, go back. Keep going. That's how you use the numpad.
God damn it! Shut the hell up! I know how the numpad works! It's just that, look, it's so confusing. Because why does 5 do nothing?
It stops you.
Ugh!
It's literally a stop
Well,
button, which you
it's-
don't have if you just use the arrows. Anyway, go on.
No, it is. You can stop with that because you literally. Oh, shit! You literally just tap it again,
I see.
and it stops.
All right.
So there's no point other than going diagonally, which is dumb anyway. Can't you click to walk in this one?
I don't think so.
Whatever. Why not? You can click to walk in Space Quest 3 and it's the same graphics.
You mean Space Quest 4?
No, Space Quest 3.
No.
You
I don't
can.
know. Maybe you can.
I
I don't remember.
promise. I promise you can.
Notice that spacebar is repeat last command.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
This is the one with
They have
the
a hotkey now that you don't have to look down at the keyboard to find.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Taking the game, taking notes, blah blah blah.
Here's the hint line.
Yeah.
Okay.
And pause for just a moment. We're going to pull up something else to show you.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Christy made this full screen, so it'll take me a second. So, in this old game, back in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
They had a copyright protection, right? Like, oh, go into the game manual and see, like, oh, this, you know, this word on this page or this paragraph. Well, this one had a very unique one. It came with a red lens. Damn it.
Yeah.
What is that thing called? Spyglass?
I know what it. I know what it is. I know what you're talking about.
Magnifying glass. Damn
Yeah.
it. Woo! I wanted to say telescope. That was not correct.
Yeah. The
Microscope?
telescope.
No. It's a magnifying glass, and as you can see, it's got like the red pattern in the background, so you actually couldn't see the fingerprints very well.
Right.
And you had to. So it came with this little page. It was actually on the back of the map. I'll also show you in just a
The
moment.
Space Quest 4 hint book calls it an adventure window.
Yeah, an adventure window. So anyway, you would go, and at the beginning of the game, it'll come up with a fingerprint, and then you had to match that fingerprint to the person because murder mystery, right?
Right.
And you can scroll through them here, right? So there's Rudolph Dijon's and Lillian Prune's fingerprint. Every fingerprint, of course, is just a little bit different. So you had to match the fingerprint at the beginning of the game. That was the copyright
Which I'm
protection.
sure we'll show you in the first episode.
Yeah, I'm
Here's
sure.
Laura's.
I'm sure we'll bring it up for you. But that's actually how we had to. That was our copyright protection back in the day for that particular one.
Why is there 2 for Laura?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Well, it could have been there were 2 different prints, and so they included them both in this file.
Oh. Okay.
Right. And then it also came with the other side of the fingerprint thing was this map.
Wow.
So this is the map of the entire estate. You know, here's the house and the garden. Like there's the little rose garden, and you know.
That's quite a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Damn.
So you're on this little island. Like there's the little dock from
Right.
the beginning of the game. It's the Misty Acres Plantation. Naturally. So.
Yeah, expect this game to take a very long time. Honestly.
It's possible. Or it could take no time at all. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, but that's if I decide to speed through it and gain no information whatsoever.
So I wanted Jay to play this game because, first of all, it is one of my personal favorites of this year's. I've always been a Space Quest fan. I enjoyed King's Quest. It was not always one of my favorites. The lore of Bone Mysteries were actually one of my favorites because of the replayability. Like, I think every time I played this game, I learned something new or I found something different. I played it a different way, and the game is just, like, different every time you play it.
Yet you didn't like Undertale.
No, because the gameplay in Undertale was just too annoying. Like, I would never want to play that game again. I'm tired of dodging spitballs or whatever the fuck it is in that particular game. And this one actually has like a good plot, which is fun. Undertale's, from what I can tell, is the same every time you play it. Just, well, so you're bad guy, good guy, whatever. And I guess it remembers you from the previous game. I don't know. This one, though, has a completely cast of characters, and based on what you tell them, they will respond and act differently towards you. Like I thought Life is Strange would do. And, you know, this is from the 80s, so naturally I assumed a modern game would have these kinds of mechanics. Apparently, these Lorabo mysteries were really ahead of their time.
Apparently.
And, yeah. So I'm excited to watch you figure out this mystery. And who is the killer or who's not, if there are any killings.
Do you know who the killer is?
And which version?
Which version? What do you mean, which version?
Well, it's up to you to determine who the killer is.
Oh, I mean, like, who the actual killer is. Like, do you know? Obviously, don't tell me. But
have I gotten, like, all the points and figured everything out? Yes.
How?
It took, I don't know, a lot of playthroughs. And every time I played through it, I had a different theory on what happened, what their motive was, and everything. So.
Okay. Alright. My voice just cracked.
Alright, so we'll catch you next week. This is the beginning, episode 0 of Colonel's Bequest.
Yeehaw.
I dare you to play Colonel's Bequest. And we'll see you next week when Jay actually begins
a new game.
A new game.
That isn't Space Quest and isn't King's Quest. How exciting is that?
You get to be Laura Bow.
Cool. I get to be a 20-year-old woman.
Hey, you know what? And honestly, if you enjoyed this one, we may even back it up with the Dagger of Amun-Ra. Like, if you really legit enjoy this game, the second one is the Dagger of Amun-Ra.
I
you're
know
in a museum, and it's a lot of fun. I'm explaining it for them in case they don't know.
Oh, right. There's people watching.
But yeah, so I mean, she's actually a reporter in the second one. She kind of made her thing. So
cool.
It'll be interesting.
All right. Cool.
See you next week.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.